What up? What up? What's up? So what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Soul of a Man, we are live. Just trying to check something out here. So what's going on, folks? We are live. We are in living color. Hope everybody's doing good and great and amazing out there and all of that good stuff. Let me see something here. All right, so we are live streaming out here, ladies and gentlemen, on this thing. So today's topic, we're gonna get straight into it. I am Mr. Soul of a Man. I am your spiritual consultant, also an author, speaker. I travel and do all of that good stuff. I do media, social media, so on and so forth, ladies and gentlemen. But just to let you know, we do have our books that are still available, folks. So you can go to I don't think it's gonna show up on there. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Cool. So you can go to soulofaman504.com or www.tjinspires.com for any one of these three books selling right now. Just hit me up in the inbox if you are on TikTok or if you are on YouTube. This is Soul of a Man, Portrait for the Mind, Body, and Soul, my first book that I ever wrote. The book that we collabed on, Prince of Destiny and Her Natural Magical Hair, for all young ladies to build their self esteem with their natural hair. And also, we have Dream the Impossible, which a lot of us are trying to do out here these days. We are out here trying to dream the impossible, folks. Yeah, sometimes it feels like it, man. It really, and truly does, or it can feel like that, it can. It really can feel like that. Like it's man. I'm trying to see if this thing is showing me live on trying to see if it's showing me live on TikTok. I'm not really sure. Let me see. But I hope everybody's out there is doing great and amazing and and all of that good stuff. So okay, so it's showing that I'm live on TikTok. Yay, yay. All right. Um, I know what I'll have to do next time. Yeah, I'll worry about that then. But yeah, so yeah, not no, we're not live on Facebook. We're not live on the FB because that I don't know what's going on over there with that algorithm is just. But anyway, so today we're talking about God is real, and despite was it Job? I believe we're all. I believe a lot of us are going through a Job moment where Job was all about God. He had the T-shirts, he had the outfit on, he had the Job sandals. He had the scrolls in his house. It's all about God. It's all about Yahweh. All about the Most High. All about living that life. Till devil was like, "Hey, Job is your most blah blah servant. Hey, why don't you give him to me? I can do this and do that, and I bet you he'll cave." And I mean, that was just ridiculous what Job had to go through, like taking of the family and all of that all of that stuff, man. I mean, that was like, oh, that was insane. It really was. Um everything that Job had to go through. But he stood tall. I think the last thing was like was it I had to go to Mount Sinai, I believe it was. Don't quote me on that. Like a sacrificial offering of his son, and then God was like, "Okay, that's it. You're good. You proved enough." But that is insane, man. It's like I can't just pray and just say like, "Hey, God," but God will take you. It'll the God the godly process will take you through some stuff. It will. It will almost legit. It will take you to that breaking point. Where you're literally like looking down and just say, okay, well, if you let me jump, and you'll have one foot on out that ledge, and what does that mean? Overlay. Oh. Oh, that's what that is. Okay, cool. Yeah, so man, you'll have one, you'll have one foot, you'll have one foot like on that ledge about to, and it's like, okay, you're good now. It's like I remember I parodied this video on social media, and it was like, you're washing your hands, and God is like, this is God. And I want you to quit your job. You're going to get 10,000 a week, and you're going to be good. It's like, okay, God. And then it's like, this is God. I need you to quit your job. And it's like, okay, God. And then it's like, you don't get any. You get no instructions after that until maybe later on, because that's how I heard it. It was like, okay, um, it's like, do you trust me? And I was like, yes. And I'm looking around like, you know, it's like it's the wildest thing, man. Like it is really and truly you right. It is very much so about being in the spirit. You have it. Oh, it is really and truly about being in that spirit and believing and having faith in God, having faith in the process, having faith in yourself. Cause it is so it is easy. It is easy to lose faith. It is, especially in the times that we see out here, and trying to believe that all of these things are um like all of these things are a part of this divine formula. Like this is a part of some greater, plan. Because it is like it's madness. It really is. Like in that movie 300, um, when Leonidas kicked those messengers down that well, that big hole thing. He said, "This is blasphemy. This is madness." He said, "This is Sparta." So it's like, hey, I am God. Hey, but in knowing that, it's just I was thinking about it like this. It's like scripture. I am the way, the truth, and the light. I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am the beginning and the end. So it's like, God is all powerful, all knowing, and you really legitimately have to take it one day at a time, and one step, and the steps that you take are really and truly geared towards your faith. It is, because getting up every day and doing something, and we live in a world where the only thing probably, I'd say a large percentage of people understand is getting paid for something, money, and when you're doing something and you're legitimately in the beginning, not getting paid for it, it, for even within inside of yourself, you're like, this is, man, I don't know, because many a times I've, I, right or wrong, you could let y'all be the judge of that, right or wrong, you like, man, you know what? I have to stop and go back to work. And I'm just gonna, I'm gonna have to put this on, I'm gonna have to put my dreams and goals on the side. And then you start thinking, then you're at work, you're thinking about your dreams, your goals, and you're probably doing something that you may not like, but you have some kind of income coming in, even though everything keeps going up and the income is going, it's a but it's like it is said, he may not show up when you want to, but he's always right on time. So and I know because you know things that the things that I have seen, the scene, I'll say the seen and the unseen. It's always weird when you cut your own hair, you're going to look, you know. But it's the scene, and it's the scene and the unseen. And it's trying to like the supernatural is the unseen, a lot of the faith is the unseen, like what you're supposed to feel, what you feel, like what you hear. So you have to, you have to be divinely tapped in. You really do. It's good to stay in your word, even if you're reading a scripture a day. You know, like if I see something on social media, I'll try my best to go look that scripture up so I can, so I can feel it myself, so I can see myself and feel myself, reading said scripture. Because for myself, I'm just not one to let everybody pray for me, with me. Sometimes people be praying against you. I remember one time my friend and I was in the park. Long story short, they were setting some stuff up, and we were curious, so we went and asked them, "Hey, hey, what are you folks doing? Out here?" And see y'all setting some stuff up. And the guy was like, "Oh, we, church ministry. We come out, blah blah." And this was a Caucasian gentleman, and there's some other people. And he says, "Hey, we like to pray for people in the community." We looked at each other. Oh, like, man, that sounds amazing. So my sermon is always on the 100. And he was like, "Hey, would you guys like prayer?" So we looked. I looked at my friend. He looked at me, and I said, "Yeah, sir, thank you for offering," but I said, "No, no, thank you." And and shook his hand. And after I shook his hand, I'm kind of glad that I said no, because I could, you could feel people's, you can really feel people's spirit, their energy, and all of that stuff. And it was a no go. It was like something just wasn't right within him. Like Lauren Hill said, how you gonna win when you ain't right within? For real. So and again, just a pause, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to get one of these amazing books. Remember, Dream the Impossible, by Miss TJ Inspires. You can go to her website at www.tjinspires.com. Soul of a Man is available on my site, www.soulofaman504.com. Or Princess Destiny, I believe this may be on my site. Um, I'll have to check that. I think it is on her website, though. You can go to tjinspires.com for this one. But you can just either back channel me on the TikTok, or yeah, you can definitely back channel me on TikTok, or just hit me up in the comments on YouTube, um or email me at my first name is Demond Mond129 at yahoo.com. So yeah. Um But but the time I'll just say that, do I feel that God is real? Yes. A lot of I'm not one. I don't go back. As far as yes, we do have the book, and we have the books in stock. So y'all just go check these out. And we are trying our best to promote, and life kicks you down, and sometimes you don't feel like it, and you're kind of in the middle of the next, you're just waiting for the next shift to happen. And but I think we still have to do our due diligence to push ourselves daily, because yeah, just my advice to people, just stay in your own lane. Whatever you need to research it, but get back in your lane, and stay focused. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Focus on what you're doing and what you need to do out here, so that you can win. That's cool to go cheer for, this celebrity and this big social media, this and that. That's cool. They got theirs. They made it already. Now it's time for us, for you, for me and you. We got to go out here and get ours, and like that rap song says, I got to get mine. I got to get paid. So now it's time for us to go out here and put our names out there, and like Martin would say, start with the big dogs. Yeah, but what was I saying? Yeah, but I believe that God is real, and I would say the God of Jacob and Moses, and and Jesus, and and Noah and Enoch, and and those folks. But the God of Israel. And I personally believe, I believe, I feel like this is the best afterlife insurance that you can have, just to put it that way, just to have it in your life, because of course you got to follow the commandments and not be it done, not just the 10 commandments, but there are other commandments in the Bible, and you're like, oh, there's so many rules. I get it, but society has equally as many rules and things that plot up against you each and every day. So, we can, if you can follow all of that stuff and try to be, what is it said? What is due to Caesar, give to Caesar. What is due to God, we give to God. So we give God all of the praise. We give him all of the honor. We give him all of the glory, and so on and so forth. But I will definitely be back on here. I'm still getting into the swing of things. I normally would go live for maybe about an hour or something like that. But still building up in the algorithm and all of that. So, but yeah, personally, I'm not one. I don't debate with people. I don't. I just, if you like that, that's, I get it. That can be entertaining, and have people, people who know what they talk about on a certain subject. Am I did I go to school for theology? No, but I've gone to church large part of my life, and I do my own independent research. I've been through my own massive spiritual journey. So I am that I am, and and I know that I know. It's one thing to have like it's one thing to have like this book knowledge, and that's great. If you just open a Bible and flip to the scripture and this and that, and that's nice, that's great. But it's equally as important to have to have like knowledge with action and experience, things that you've been through, things that you've seen. And I've seen, for me, I've seen I've seen enough I've seen enough to know. I'll say that. I've seen enough to know. Like things that I've seen and experienced. Most people probably wouldn't want to see. Because most people just, people just go to church, listen to the preacher, or maybe they read their Bible. I know. They go through their daily life, go back to church, and so on and so forth. I don't know, what works for them, what works for me. I feel that I have to be more in depth with my walk, and that's just, it's just what that is. So, mm. But reading the word, I'll say that reading the word for yourself is very it's very important. It's very, 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 very much so important. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, I believe Miss CJ inspires, she believes. But again, check out our books, ladies and gentlemen. TJinspires.com. Go to her website for Dream the Impossible. TJinspires.com. Soul of a Man. Check out my website for that book, and go to TJinspires.com for Princess Destiny, the book we both wrote together. Beautiful kids book. Very inspiring for young ladies out there to wear their natural hair. Um, but yeah, folks, I will be back on here later on tonight, and yeah, probably about 9 p.m. some standard time. Thank y'all for coming through and hanging out with me, and I will be back later on tonight. All right, Charles. As always, I'm out this piece.